the more you read the Obamacare law and the regs, the more you find out. This is the worst tax Obamacare has imposed, and nobody knows about it. I call it the no good deed goes unpunished tax. If you work for a large company, 100 or more employees, it is illegal for your employer to help you out with your medical expenses or with your health insurance. Illegal. Either he has to cover everything for everybody, 100%, or nothing for nobody, period. What it works is that if you're a large employer, more than 100 workers, and you say to your workforce, I'm not giving any of you health insurance, well, you pay a fine of $3,000 per worker, and that's that. On the other hand, if you say, I'm not giving you any health insurance, but then you say, I'm going to give everybody, or a few people, or very sick people, or anybody, like $5,000 or $10,000 to help with their medical expenses or to defray the cost of the premiums, that is illegal and is punishable by a fine of $100 a day or $36,500 a year. Isn't that incredible? No good deed goes unpunished. So if an employer says, hey, I can't pay health insurance for everybody, it's too much of a lift, and I'll pay the fine. But in addition to the fine, I'll give everybody $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 to go out and help with their health insurance premiums. That's illegal. He will then have to pay a fine, not just of the $3,000 per employee, but $36,000 on top of it every year per employee for providing that aid. The concept is the aid can't be folded in to Obamacare, and therefore it represents an illegal employer plan. Now, none of this new tax and new regulation applies to Congress, because what Congress has voted for itself is precisely what this law says is illegal for anybody else. In other words, Congress has allowed, or the government has allowed, members of Congress to receive reimbursement from the federal government, the largest employer there is, of 75% of the cost of their health insurance premiums. That subsidy has been in existence for some time and was extinguished by the Obamacare law. But then the Office of Price Management, OPM, Personnel Management, OPM, voted to continue to make that payment. And it was legally justified because they called the federal government a small employer and therefore not subject to the regulation I've been talking about. An incredible loophole. But the point remains that any form of private charity as a large employer is illegal. And at the same time, by the way, hospitals are cutting way back on the free or charitable care that they offer, trying to force everyone into Obamacare, even though the people they're forcing in can't afford the premiums or the deductibles or the copays. It's a disastrous situation. Thanks for watching.